Hello, B5 pupils. Here is my second example on circulatory system. Now, this question is a more common question than the first question. Now, why do I say it's a common question? During the exam, I have seen multiple exam papers having something similar. Now, part A, a very common question that asks you to compare between the human system and the fish system. So later we're going to compare that. And for part B, a very common question that always asks you about heart rate. When someone is running, what happens to the heart rate? For this question, they ask you what happens when someone tries to climb the staircase and from level 1 to level 6. Okay, now let me read you the question. Kasim studied the two systems as shown below. So if you look at it closely, let's take a look. For the human system, you could see that the heart is the one that pumps carbon dioxide rich blood to the lungs. At the lungs, the carbon dioxide will be removed from the lungs and the blood will then carry oxygen rich blood back to the heart. Then, the heart will carry oxygen rich blood to all parts of the body. And the body will use up some of this oxygen and will carry the carbon dioxide rich blood back to the heart again. Now let's take a look at the fish system. It works slightly differently. Now, the gills will now trap the dissolved oxygen and they will be carried through the blood to the rest of the body immediately to provide every part of the body with oxygen-rich blood. Then they will send the carbon dioxide-rich blood back to the heart. And then the carbon dioxide-rich blood will then be sent back to the gills, where the gills will release the carbon dioxide gas. Now, let's take a look at part A. State the difference between how the blood flows in the two systems above. Now, for this question, I decided to type it out in advance so that we do not spend too much time waiting for me to type. So let me read you the question and I'll tell you where is the key phrase. The blood in the human system flows to the heart twice, from the body to the heart and from the lungs to the heart. But the blood in the fish system flows to the heart once, which is from the body to the heart only. Now, do you see the word? In this question, they use the word difference. So, of course, I expect pupils to use the word but over here. Okay? Now, where is the key phrase? The key phrase is talking about the blood flow in the two systems. Now, remember, heart in circulatory system is always the main part. So that's why I mentioned the blood in the human system flows to the heart twice. You see, I tell people twice. From where? From the body to the heart. From the lungs to the heart. Then I went to use the word but just to compare. Compare what? Compare about the blood in the fish system. It flows to the heart only once. Where is that? From the body to the heart. Now part B, my favorite question. What happens to Kasim's heart rate when he carries a stack of heavy books from level 1 to level 6? Of course, Kasim's heart rate will increase. Remember, this phrase is more or less the same whenever you explain your question. Now let's begin reading. The heart needs to beat faster in order to pump more blood that carries more digested food, more oxygen, and more water to the muscles to provide Kasim with more energy. Because, you see, when your heart rate increases, of course, why heart rate increases? It goes faster, right? So, of course, the heart needs to beat faster. Now, when they beat faster, what are they doing? They're actually pumping more blood, right? And what's inside the blood? If you pump more blood to all parts of the body, okay, you are actually pumping more digested food, more oxygen, and more water to the muscles to provide Kasim with more energy.